but the working system was still the same. They were dependent on fabric owners and employers, and worked maybe, I show it here now, 8 hours, slept 8 hours and spent 8 hours with family, with commuting. So this was the leisure time. This is sleep. This is work. So this was here. Our parents' generation. I'm speaking for the people from Western Europe. I'm grown up in this industrialized area around Essen and Cologne. So my experience, my background is from growing up in Western Germany. And the area where I'm grown up is this high industrialized area, which lost its importance after World War II. So the very slowly shifting from the work of labor was already starting when I was born. What else should I add to this 20th century? Because I'm now speaking about 3 generations. Our parents' generation, ourselves, or mine. I'm 43 years old, so I'm born in 1965. I will live until 2000. So, my father was born in 1992, and he died very early, 1979. Maybe he worked too much. And my mother is still alive. She's still alive. So she was born on this first financial collapse, and she's still alive. Now she's 80 years old. For the generation of the 20th century, who is grown up in an industrialized world, in a world of functionalism. So not only the day was divided into 3 sections, like the Mercedes star. It was the life of people was the Mercedes star, and it was turning the people like the car wheels, because a lot of industry was based on car production, and they used the car for commuting and to go into holidays. And I'm grown up in a car family, so my parents lived in this way, and my father, he lived very strictly in this way. So he worked 8 hours in an office, then he went home and made his maybe family work, and he was very tired always, and he was sleeping. But my mother already, both parents were refugees they came from somewhere else. She was a bit more chaotic. She was teacher, and when she came home, she already did something for work at home, and it was total mess that she had. And so the 2 systems already were combined in my parents, in the couple, in the behavior. And when I was born, I have a brother, and he was more following my father, so he had a strict order. And when I was born, immediately after I was born, my life was a totally chaos. I just survived by chance, because I had a very serious sickness when I was born, the blood coincidence. And it was only by chance that I was born in the right hospital. In another hospital, I would have been dead. But then when I survived the first weeks, they put me into incubator, but I wanted to get rid of the incubator. So I was moving, and only one nurse, who was by chance in the room, she saved me from killing myself, because I was almost kicking down the incubator from the table. Then when I was 3 years old, my parents noticed that I was playing a lot and building, and I was building some constructions to take out a very heavy door from a room, and it would have fallen on me. And so this disorder and chaos was not by purpose, from the very beginning, substantial for my life. And later I noticed that I more like to play with used material, with dirty material, more than with new material. So the platform that you are standing on is, its original idea is quite old. It was really accompanying me through the whole life, that the already used things are more interesting than the new things. That means that going into more chaotic settings was more satisfying for me than to go into order situations. I will show you one example. And this is still showing the old system, maybe with one director here and all the workers, but then chaos and this Mikado. And from this Mikado we are making it a bit more, and it's looked like inside the skip, and then we're taking it out and putting this Mikado here using as a balustrade. So this this platform already is a sign, maybe visualize this shift of times from old times to modern times, to that is very stable and solid, but it looks very chaotic. I go on with my life and the parents' life. So my father worked in an office and my mother in a school, but later my mother, after she was retired, she went on to work. She gave lessons to the children and helped children who were bad in school. So the work went on because it was unsatisfying for her to be retired and not doing nothing. And for myself, it was, I noticed when I was a small child, it was when I had to go to school, I was quite lazy and sleepy and did not have so much energy. But when it was holidays and weekend, I was getting up always at 6 a.m. and working and playing the whole time. Maybe 12-15 hours I was playing with my brother. He was, we were both playing together, building constructions, building with Lego and all these things. And we did not notice how the time was running. Now I have two children, we have two children, so I'm shifting a little bit, and we notice the same thing, that when they go to school, well, it's hard, but they do it in a more or less good way. But in weekend and holidays, they make the same. They get up at 6 and play the whole time. And maybe this is, I noticed it when I was in school, that maybe this could be a trace to follow. But it was a hard struggle for me because my father was architect and I wanted to become architect as well. My brother is architect now, and I studied first I studied art because I had this trace of making art, but I stopped with art. I thought, no, it's bullshit. I study architecture, something real. So in my body it was this battle between two systems already existing, because I thought, and a lot of neighbors and people said, Martin, you must do something right, a good profession, not wasting time as being artist, so do something like the old system. I make architecture work in an office. But I finished my studies and then I restarted to work as an artist, and it was really hard to find the way. And in Germany, everybody wants to put you into a box. Decide yourself which system you want to belong to. So this was the schedule of my father. This more or less the schedule of my mother.